Welcome back, everybody. I'm Sheldon Wilson. You're watching Baker in the City, of course, only on CentralValleyPod.com. And I have two lovely ladies here in the studio this afternoon, Tara Hamilton,
yes,
and Naomi Hendrix, and they're with
Whole Farms
Market. Yes, I almost said that other place.
Revive Cafe.
Yeah, well, that would be good. Yes, Revive Cafe.
That's right.
And you have a new business here in Fresno.
Yes.
And tell us about it.
Okay, well, I'm an organic farmer. My family's been doing that. And so we were making farm truck deliveries, and we found that people needed more than just the fresh fruits and vegetables. If people got sick, or they couldn't prepare their own meals, or they have a busy lifestyle, then they wanted to eat healthy food, but the options available in the valley don't fill that need. And so we started to do juicing till dinner.
Which is a surprise, though, isn't it, with being that we're in such a great agricultural area? You think that you would have
we really
an
should
abundance
have.
of things, yes.
Exactly. Like in India, where they grow so much produce, it's hard to eat meat or processed food because everywhere you have the fresh produce. And that's really what we should have here, is an abundance of farmers markets, an abundance of farm stands. But that's not what we see. We see the abundance of fast food. And so we went to juicing till dinner, and then we went into raw food. And that's how I met Naomi. We took some of her raw food classes. And it really jump-started me because I'd been doing just salads and thinking I'm going to eat cold food for the rest of my life. And she showed me how to prepare intricate, exquisite dishes, including appetizers, entrees, desserts, and it opened up this whole world where when I ate, I felt more energetic.
So you're the co-founders, two of the co-founders of your business.
Yes.
You had been in farming.
Yes.
Yes, you and your family, from what I understand.
We still are, yes.
Okay, but you decided to open up a regular shop.
Yes.
In other words, which is, let's say, in downtown Fresno. And Naomi, you have a background in teaching.
Yes.
Cooking.
Correct.
Okay.
And I'm a certified healing food specialist, so that I've collaborated with Tara and made the menu that we serve currently. And we have beautiful photography that presents the pictures of the food that we serve. So you can come down and taste and learn. We teach classes right there at the store on Saturdays. January 15th will be our next class.
Okay, and of course they can call or go online, go onto your website and find out about that. And one of our viewers says you're certified what specialist? I think, did you say you were a certified specialist? So they want to know what?
Certified healing food specialist.
Okay.
And when are the classes?
Yes.
At Revive Cafe, January 15th.
At 1:30.
At 1:30, correct.
Okay. It's and they also ask, so we'll give it out now. Of course, we'll give it out during the course of the show. WholeFoodsOnline.org.
Whole Farms.
Whole Farms. Okay, see there, I knew would happen. WholeFarmsOnline.org. So I even wrote it correctly here. I know it. So WholeFarmsOnline.org. I'll try not to mess it up again for the remainder of the show. So that is the website, or you can Google it. You've got a lot of things there. When you go to Google, there's a lot of information that's there. You've had a lot of publicity since you've opened up, which was last month, huh?
Yes, November 22nd.
That you opened, and you had a grand opening.
December 8th of this month.
Recently, yeah, very good. So people don't eat well, huh?
That's true.
People are not healthy. They're overweight, obesity, diabetes is running rampant in the country. Eating the way you're saying to eat, preparing foods the way you're talking about it, is the way to go.
Yes, and when we think about it, you were talking about us having a farmer's bounty in this county. We export 12.2% of all agricultural product for the state of California, which translates to $5.3 billion. And yet we have the fewest people consuming those fruits and vegetables, the highest rate of obesity, and the highest rate of diabetes. And so we really need to be concerned about that, because people say, well, why am I sick? And they go and they take pills, or they take what they think is, some miracle drug. Well, what we put into our bodies affects what our bodies output. And so people really have to start realizing that. 50 years ago, when there wasn't that much stuff sprayed on our food, we could get away with it for longer. But right now, we have to worry even for our children, not becoming autistic, not having ADHD and all these other things. We really go back to the basics. And I love it because it's not asking you to spend more money. So we have to eat anyway. We have to buy food anyway. So if we buy the right kind and we prepare the right kind, we'll be healthier. that I'm not promoting vitamins and supplements and all these other things. I'm just promoting that what you're already spending your money on, spend it on the right thing, and you'll be healthier.
Sure. Now, I've been to your location, your shop and cafe, and of course you've got a lot of fruits and vegetables there that you sell, but you also make a lot of juices and various other foods. Is it, and you're able to go in there and really have a regular meal, right?
Correct.
You would serve that at the cafe.
Yes.
Yes?
Yes, we do. Today's special, we have autumn chili, which this recipe won honorable mention at the Texas Chili Cook-Off. It's excellent. It's made with walnuts and pine nuts and pumpkin seeds and spices and with some tomatoes, and it's a chunky, delicious, very hearty meal. We had a gentleman come in just earlier today wanting a soup and sandwich, and he walked out with a sunburger and a chili, and he loved it.
So what's a sunburger? What's
A sunburger would be prepared as a patty, and it has again nuts and seeds and no grains and spices, and we dehydrate them, and it's on an open face leaf with topped with avocado and tomato and a dill raw ranch.
So, and it looks like a burger. It would look like a regular hamburger, so that's why you.
And it's got the same texture. And so we call them nut-based, but for example, my son hates walnuts. So he sat down and was happily eating the chili because he didn't know there was any walnuts in it. So when you look at the chili, it looks like ground beef. It really does. You know, and it's got the tomatoes, and it's got, you think you're eating ground beef if somebody didn't tell you to the contrary. And the sun burger, I mean, it doesn't have the exact texture of ground beef. I like to think that it's got a better texture than ground beef does. But it's got sun-dried tomatoes in there, and it's got things to make it taste good. You know, you're not eating bird food.
Now, I know a lot of your things, I think, have nuts in there.
Yes.
And I know nuts can be an issue with some people. A lot of people are allergic to nuts. There are also things you have, I'm assuming, without nuts.
Correct. But a lot of the reason why people are allergic to nuts is because of what they've been processed with. We soak our nuts so that it awakens the enzymes so that it's bioavailable for the nutrition that we need in our body.
Okay.
And so although you are right, and what we do too is we make sure we don't carry any peanuts, because peanuts are the #1 allergy.
Yes.
And so even though we could get organic peanuts, we just don't have them in our store. And so all of our products are organic, they are pesticide free, and then we go one step further, like Naomi said, they're unpasteurized and then they're awakened. They're soaked to awaken those enzymes. And so although out of the 8 food allergies, 2 of them are nuts and shell nuts that contribute to 90% of people's allergies, we really find that that doesn't affect people, and we can tell you what nut is in it. So if you're allergic to a cashew, we can tell you which item has cashew. So every item doesn't have all the nuts in it.
Okay, oh, good. Our guest today, we're talking about food, and if you're vegan, of course, this is the place to go here in Fresno or in the Valley, to Tara Hamilton and Naomi Hendrix from Whole Farms Market here in Fresno. I think we just had another question or two from a viewer, Sean, if you can bring that up, and it was, do you use soy in your food preparation?
No, the only thing, we don't believe that our bodies were meant to consume soy and tofu in the way people are doing it. So for example, in our miso minestrone, we use a chickpea-based miso. And sorry?
Yes,
and
so
which there's no soy. And then we use a coconut not soy product for our soy sauce. And we sell a tamari, which is a gluten-free soy sauce, but we don't use it in our dishes. And soak in what? We always soak our nuts in water. And what that does is just like when farming, if I put a seed in the ground and it never gets rain, it never starts to grow. And so when we soak our almonds, because they're unpasteurized, you soak them in water, they start to awaken. And some things will sprout, like quinoa will. You know, but other things will just make those enzymes available.
Okay, great. Thanks to our viewers, and there are a lot of questions out there. Coconut high in fats.
Well, actually, coconut is the only food that will not convert to fat in your system. So there seems to be quite a bit of negative publicity around coconuts, but coconuts is a superfood. And if you were to consume 10 ounces of coconut product, and I'm not saying coconut oil necessarily, it's been shown to fight off HIV, influenza, all kinds of things. It's like a miracle food. And so coconut in itself, your body will never store it as fat. And when you're cooking, you should only ever cook with coconut oil or butter because it does not turn toxic at high heats, whereas olive oil and a number of these other oils do.
Okay, I hope you've all learned something new as I have here. How about sugar? I know I'm always concerned about consuming foods, processed foods. I try to avoid processed foods as it is, but certainly anything with high fructose corn syrup or cane juice or anything else that's disguised as sugar. And I know you put up the stop sign to that too.
Yes.
And there's alternative sweeteners that you use.
Absolutely, all of our food, all of our desserts are sugar-free, wheat-free, dairy-free, sugar. Well, I already said sugar-free.
Yeah.
Fructose-free, anything free. It's all natural fruits. We would use dates as a sweetener, or we would use coconut sugar that is dried, and so just the natural sugars are what we need in our body.
Okay, we hear a lot too, or at least I do, and I think probably our viewers do as well. We hear a lot about stevia these days. Is that something you're a proponent of, or?
We don't actually use it in the store. It is available at the farmer's market to buy it as a leaf, actually, and you can just put it in tea. It's the best form. We suggest, if you do like stevia, to buy it as a green leaf or buy it as from like a Frontier. We carry these spices. Frontier is a herbal organic spice, and they have it as a green, not white stevia, but green.
Really interesting.
Yes.
So
because
what we
white
do,
would be processed. Sorry.
right?
Yes.
And so what we do, for example, when we in the summertime when stevia is readily available, we'll use chocolate mint leaves. We'll use stevia, and we'll put them into our lemonade. And so that would be the only form that we would use stevia in. But by the time it's processed, it has that aftertaste that people don't like. So
Right.
the coconut sugar kind of tastes like toffee or like a malt ball. It's very natural, and you use it in small proportions like you would regular sugar. And then honey. I mean, if you're not diabetic, we promote local honey. We get it from Kingsburg, and we have Matthew's honey as well, and so it's good for fighting allergies, things like that. And then our raisins that we grow on our farm are unsulfured, pesticide free, and they're delicious. So we sweeten with raisins and dates.
So everything and I think I've heard, or in my research, everything that you sell or use, you try or does come from the Central Valley, comes from this area.
Correct.
Yes,
Yeah.
I mean, there's few products that don't, like bananas. We can't grow them here. We clearly need to import them, and we import them organic. Macadamia nuts. But everything that's available locally, we purchase locally, even if it costs us more.
Okay, we've got a couple questions we'll take here, and then we're going to go to break, and then we're going to you're going to take us through a few recipes here. We're going to have some cooking on set. Are these ingredients available in the store?
Yes.
That you just talked
Yes.
about. Okay. And what about yogurt? Do you use yogurt, or are you proponents of that?
I make a coconut yogurt just out of coconut meat and the water.
But the thing that's good about yogurt is it's good for our stomach, and so Naomi's going to show you about kefir. It's not a dairy kefir, but
Yes.
a grain kefir, and it's a probiotic that vegans use in place of yogurt.
Okay, very good. Hey, thanks to all of you out there for asking a lot of great questions of both Tara and Naomi. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to we're going to do some kind of coconut ball.
It's a snowball.
A snowball, okay. That's the first recipe we're going to concoct here at CentralValleyTalk.com, so come on back.